All right, second video in the Manhood series. Manhood and sex is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to try to make this quick, but hit all the points that you really need to think about. The purpose of sex is two things mainly. One, an expression of love and affection for your partner. It's an intimate experience that you share mutually with your partner. Number two, an act of procreation. Biologically, this is how humans procreate and make other humans, obviously. Those two are the main purposes of sex. Kept in its proper context, sex is a wonderful, joyous experience. Taken out of its proper context, which means to abuse it or to abuse it in any way, now you run into problems. Now you can take the temporary experience of sex, which is supposed to be good, and turn it into something that can be bad, and not even permanently so. It can cause permanent damage to your livelihood, to your joy, your happiness, and your overall life in general. And I'll tell you why. These are the things you want to watch out for as a man. I've seen these things literally destroy men's lives, take good men and destroy the fabric of their lives because they could not control these things. They chose to engage in these things. They chose to abuse the experience of sex, and it led to their downfall. Number one, using sex as an ego booster or a source of confidence. Men tend to view sex different depending on their level of maturity. Sometimes when you're younger, you can tend to view sex as a game of how many can I get? How many notches under your belt can you get? And the more you get, the more you tie that to your level of significance as a man, your level of manhood, your level of confidence. It's all about ego. How much can you feed your ego? This little game is dangerous because it's never ending. It's a cycle of desire and superficial gain that never can be satisfied. There is no long-term fulfillment in that. It's a superficial badge of manhood. Engaging in that, trying to win that game, is going to end up hurting you by ways I'll discuss in a second, and hurting the partners that you're dealing with. And why it's going to hurt the partners you're dealing with is because this game of how many can I get at all costs tends to lead to my next point: sexual dishonesty. Sexual dishonesty is one of the worst things you could do to yourself and your partner, especially to women. It shows lack of character. It shows a lack of morality. It shows lack of compassion for yourself and for your partner. When I talk about sexual dishonesty, I'm basically talking about cheating on your partner. When you start to date someone, if you guys agreed on having a monogamous relationship, that means there is no outside partners beyond you guys. There's you and there's them. That's the agreement you made. That's the expectation you set. That is what you agreed to. So that's what you should uphold. Doing anything outside of that sexually is sexual dishonesty. As a man of character, as a man of morals, as a good man that I know you are, this is something that we don't do. Engaging in sexual dishonesty is an abuse of the sexual experience. Remember, The purpose of sex is an expression of love and affection for your partner. Now, if you're in a relationship where you agreed with your partner that you guys could have a more of an open relationship in which you could have multiple sexual partners, and that's what you guys agreed on, there's nothing wrong with having multiple sexual partners. The problem, because at that point, it's not sexual dishonesty. The agreement was made. We can have multiple sexual partners, so there's no dishonesty there. It just turns sexual at that point. So in that case, there is no lack of integrity. There is no lack of character. There is no dishonesty in having multiple sexual partners. The problem with having multiple sexual partners comes in when there's dishonesty involved and people can get hurt. People get feelings involved, expectations are let down, and people get hurt. That's the problem with sexual dishonesty. Third point, STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Anytime you engage in sex with anyone, you risk two things. One, STDs. Two, having children. It's just a part of the game. So knowing it up front makes you think consciously about who you're engaging in sex with. You can't look at a person and tell their sexual past. The danger of STDs is that many of them you can't get rid of once you have come in contact with them. So now you turn a temporary sexual experience, a temporary choice to engage in sex with that particular person, into something that affects you permanently throughout your life. That's why sex is very important, and that's also why it can be very dangerous depending on what happens during your experience. The point here on STDs is educate yourself on them, how you contract them, how you protect yourself against them, and also wear a condom. No matter what, protect yourself, wear a condom. Another danger of the sexual experience is, as I said a few minutes ago, possible STDs and possible children with your partner comes with every sexual experience. That possibility is always there. So multiple children by different partners is also a possibility. Having multiple children by multiple partners can make your life very difficult. For one, the more children you have spread out with different partners, the less a father you can be to all those children. You can't manage multiple households as effectively as you can if everyone is under one roof. I know people who have 14 children, 15 children, 7 children, 6 children, spread out on 5 or 6 households. The stress and the financial stress and the emotional stress and the lack of attentiveness that each household gets from him, he's only one person. How can you disperse your attention and to give each child what they need under all these different roofs? Not to mention, by having different partners, you are permanently attached to the mother of those children, even if you don't want to be. Again, a temporary situation, a temporary sexual experience has affected your life permanently because you guys have had children. So my motto is this: don't have sex with any partner you can't see raising your children. I'll say it again. Don't have sex, no matter what, with any partner that you can't see raising your children. Doing that will help you weed out who you have sex with and who you don't right off the bat. My basic message today is that sex is a great thing kept in its proper context. It's unavoidable. It's a necessary, excellent part of life, something you want to engage in with your partner. But it also has its downsides. And its downsides is the things we talked about over here. And these are things you want to watch out for, be careful, and keep in check throughout your sexual journey.